Welcome back to Marcus and Manuela's Saab channel, and today we're focusing on another event. But first I had to show you this poster. This is actually the last Saab ever made by Nevs in 2014. And why, it is wonderful, right? It's such a shame we didn't get the electric 9.3s. I'm sure they will have sold a lot of cars back in the time, and if you want to, you can check out the other video when we test drive an electric version of the 9.3. Link is in the video description. And of course, also have the Nevs t-shirt in honor of today. Also, if you see behind me, I actually have another poster, and that also has the ribbon of the grand opening before they started to produce these cars. So yeah, it's quite amazing. But today we're not talking about the 9.3 from 2014, just a remembrance to what Nevs was and that they actually were producing Saabs, in case somebody forgot that, because on this channel we keep anything Saab related, as mentioned. Yeah, and so in short, Mr. Jihad Mohammed was today holding a press conference, sort of, with the Saab Club Nederland, and he was going to say some really big news to get the journalists, and I quote, to retreat in their holes after this press conference. Yeah, that's right. There were no journalists running around or hiding in their holes anywhere, because there will be a lot of news media about this, and it's not so many news in English, and that's why we're doing this video for you guys who follows the progress and development about Emily, and who wants the Emily car in production, of course, as soon as possible. Yesterday, rather, I think. So, in short, today there were no big news. Factory is bought in Italy, near Turin, he claims he had. And yeah, Emily GT will be produced with the same type of battery package, but with a different interior. And it will be delivered in the hundreds starting from August. So not in the thousands, as mentioned from Mr. Jihad, but in the hundreds in August. Yeah, and this is only in Europe, because it will be more simple to deliver the car in the Middle East with a little less regulations, of course, thankfully. So that will be easier. Mr. Jihad Mohammed made this press conference in about 40 minutes, and you can also see the entire video if you look in the video description also. And I keep a look at my notes because I don't want to forget or misquote anything. Well, sadly no big presentation. We were all hoping for something really big to happen today, but the video started with 5 minutes of Mr. Jihad being angry at the press, as usually, because he doesn't like the press, because the press says some really bad words in the videos or have been writing some bad articles, and he doesn't like that. Also, the latest rumors was that Mr. Jihad has not paid in full for Emily, and he was really mad about this. How do we know that he hasn't paid a car in full? He also mentions that he could have paid via China, but how can they know in Trollhättan if they have paid in China directly to the Evergrande owners? And it was a little discussion. We didn't really get any clarity about this, and it's very interesting to know if Electra even can control, these 10 cars that were produced at all. But we will return to this. There were 2 cars just now in Palma, Mallorca in Spain. And Mr. Jihad means that before he entered as an owner, it was the liquidators of Evergrande who was controlling this. And they left 2 cars in Palma all the time. Sounds a little strange, but he's also mad that he cannot trust any people. He can only trust 2 people at Nevs, and he doesn't trust anyone else in Trollhättan. So that's also a peculiar thing. And it's so strange that, I mean, if he had control of the cars, he would have sent them to Lebanon or somewhere, I think. But I don't think he has actual control of the cars. I think they are still in the Nev's estate, or if it's in the liquidator's estate, but don't think they have released the cars. And there's also a rumor that Nevs have filed for patent about the Emily just in May this year. And yeah, that's the complete rumor, and it ended here. So let's end that rumor. Well, it's so strange also that he claimed for just a week ago that they bought a factory in Turin, and then there was totally changed, and now I haven't bought a factory, but now it's clear he has bought a factory, and he will not mention where it is. He mentioned only that it's in the proximity of Turin in Italy. So that's the only thing we know. And he also mentioned about these Emily that will be ready for production in August, also in June. So, I mean, he's going to change the complete interior, and he needs new battery packs, and he needs to construct these cars, and everything will be ready in a very short time. I mean, it's the 15th of May. How can he do this? It's totally impossible to make this. This is all just mumbo jumbo, but it's fun. It's entertainment. It's entertainment. That is what it is, for me at least. And also, they're mentioning that they can produce 1,500 cars in Europe before they need a certification. So they will do this low volume production before they get certified. And also, this is unrelated to Emily. There is a talk about an SUV that they will launch in June. Yes, they will launch a SUV in June. He was in China recently, and it's sort of a rebadged China SUV. The original manufacturer is unknown. If you go to Mr. Jihad Mohammed on his LinkedIn, you can also see a picture of the specifications of this car. But it's quite interesting because it will have massage seats in front and rear. It will be fully loaded, and the price will be just about $30,000. And I mean, that's impossible, really. Who can make such a car in that? It can't be made for $30,000. Anyone understands this, right? And the thing is that it will be made, of course, in China, but I don't know if you mean remanufactured or partly assembled, also in Italy and from a secret country, which he mentions indirectly, and it's Canada. Of course it's Canada, but there is another reason for this, of course. It's the stock market. And he also mentions that he would love to have the Saab brand back. And according to his lawyers, they mentioned that he cannot buy the Saab brand, and they don't want to release it, and they will never ever release this Saab brand to a guy in Lebanon or even in Sweden. It's impossible because Saab don't want any bad publicity. The Saab company is doing fantastic now, sadly, to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The Saab stock has gone up for hundreds of percent since the invasion started, sadly. And they got more and more orders. So Saab is doing great now in the weapons industry, and they don't want any bad news coming out of Saab now, especially not from Lebanon. I mean, that would be crazy. Yeah, Jihad really thinks that if he firstly succeeds and he's very successful, then he will come knocking on the door on Saab and asking for their brand. And yeah, good luck with that. And we'll never come that far because This company is only meant to exist maybe until December. For the furthest, I would give it to Christmas. Then it would be a Christmas gift, I think. During this live interview, there was also some people writing questions and about the engineers, because Jihad claims he has engineers everywhere, also in Trollhättan. And a former engineer who was employed to Nevs asked, "Who works for you, Mr. Jihad?" And Jihad gets kind of mad of that question, because he says they can be in Lebanon, in China, or in Canada, or everywhere, and they have people everywhere. So this is very doubtful. I don't think he has any. I think he has 0 employees in Trollhättan. Possibly he could have a car consultant in Trollhättan working for him, but I really don't think so either. This is just a huge scam, and this will never be anything correlated about this company ever. So I'm sure this is just a big pump stock idea. I mean, the stock is on the US stock market. It's a penny stock. You can see more about the stock in video description. There is a link about this stock. That is a totally story about itself. It also has a Lebanese connection with a weed connection also. So you get my drift. It's everything is just mind blowing. It's just get worse and worse. The more you talk about it, it's ever worse, ever worse. And so now he will soon start with the production of the cars in Italy, both the SUV and Emily, and he will announce the sort of big news then in a couple of weeks, we hope. Of course, this will be not a press conference. This will be a press sheet, to the stock market, so Mr. Jihad thinks the stock will blow up, but he's a couple of years too late for this. So we have to wait and see what happens now, and I really, really hope, and well, I'm guessing here, but I think we'll have a major turnaround. I think Mr. Jihad is already gone, and we take a turnaround, and there will be another company picking up Emily and making something great about it. So I'm saying goodbye, Evie Electra. Nice to see you, and this was a good idea, but no, not a chance that anything will happen about this ever. It will never happen, anything. That was sort of the big news. There was no big news as usual. It was just zero news and nothing interesting to hear about. And he was just angry about the press, and he will not be happier today. So it's a shame, really, but we're hoping for the other company. Please save Nev's Emily and take it into production. Please be a better company. When we heard about the 2 cars, the Nev's Emily GT outside Palma in Mallorca, you get oh my God, Victor Muller lives outside Palma, Mallorca. Fish up Victor Muller again and make us some more cars, because Victor Muller gave us so many nice Saabs, and that would be a miracle if he would come back. This is, of course, major speculations, but the Saab heart, it just keeps on pumping, and you will never give up. That's the truth. There's always a tiny hope, tiny hope. And even if it's not a Saab branded on, it's the same engineers, and it's developed by Saab, and it has so many Saab parts in it. It's a Saab. It's as much as a Saab as any other Saab product, coming out of defense. Also have a lot of company. Has a Volvo motor in the grip, and have you heard about that? Ooh, and it's licensed from the US, so it's a Volvo engine. And I thought it was bad to have Volvo rims on the Saab, but this is even worse. Imagine having a Volvo engine in a Saab. That's crazy, right? So this was a little short update about the Jihad press conference today. the press conference. And I hope you like this channel, and I hope you like this video, and don't forget to give a thumbs up. And if you don't subscribe, please do that. It would help the channel immensely. You know, we try to keep doing as many Saab videos as possible, and there is a few very interesting Saab videos coming up. Yeah, just around the Saab festival that you don't want to miss. It's something that, yeah, I don't know. I must keep quiet. I don't want to raise any expectations, but it's really cool, really cool. So until the next video, take care and see you then. Bye.